Off you go, mosquito. Good morning, everyone. Rise and shine bright and early here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I will wait until some of our awesome supporters join us on the beginning of a very exciting day, the finale of our Food and Wellness Center fundraiser. It looks like I'm being welcomed a little bit more by mosquitoes than I am our TWS followers. Bright and early, certainly, because I am here for the prep shift that's happening. Every single day, just under 400 pounds of food are prepped and fed out here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. That's not including the medications and supplements that we include in those diets. And today is a day where we get to show and tell just how important this new Food and Wellness Center fundraiser is, and how excited we are for you guys to make a difference, and not just the cats' daily lives here at TWS, but also the caretakers, the ones who are chopping up all that food, adding all those medications, and working diligently to make sure all those cats are seen after. And now I've did my little monologue. Now I'm starting to see some people file in here. Anne Marie Powell, good early morning to you. Quinn Thomas says, lovely Maine. I got to keep up with the Lions somehow. Good morning, Faith Warner from sunny Wellington, Florida. Happy Food and Wellness Center fundraiser. Maria Stahl is here. Carrie Normandin. Ellen Simmons is here. Good early morning is right. You can hear the birds chirping. I see Susan Mintz is here. I'll turn the camera around. The birds are chirping. You can see the morning sun just kind of licking the welcome center. Truth so quiet over, and that's not how we want to start our live post today, is with the connection error. But truth to tell, things are a little quiet over in Hybrid Haven. I can only imagine enough. I'm not going to go inside until I get a good connection because I see it's kind of flickering on me. But happy to have everybody with us. Maria V is here. Hey, Lauren Reed, thanks for tagging Lauren Elizabeth Lynn as well. Good morning, Belinda Dissinger. Kathy Barton sends her regulars. She's in Facebook jail. Well, I hope not Wildcat Sanctuary Facebook jail. Let's see who else is here. Look at the curly locks, says Lauren Elizabeth Lynn. Good morning, Cynthia Boatwright. Hope everybody's doing well today. I am excited. Guess I'll just turn the camera around. Very excited to kick off our Food and Wellness Center fundraising finale today. We are going to be kind of starting things off as you'd expect it, in the prep room right there with the caretakers, so we can kind of look from afar and see what the prep is actually like to prepare 400 pounds of food a day for our cats, along with all those medications and supplements, as well as kind of envisioning exciting transformations that we have for the new building. So lots to look forward to, not just on this live post, but some of the other ones we're going to be having throughout the day. We'll be feeding some cats in small cat track. Tammy is going to take things over midday and is going to show you kind of the early stages of the construction and talk about some of the things that are, again, going to be happening in the new Food and Wellness Center, as well as meeting with Joy, our hospital manager, to talk about some of our supplements and meds that we distribute to our cats. So it looks like we have a good little audience here. We're going to get the party started in prep room, soon to be Kitu's Kitchen, we know, as well as Paulina's Play Chest, which will be our enrichment area in the back. And I'm just going to get my mask on because we do have a protocol that everybody is to be masked when we are working around the food that the cats will be eating. So in we go, everyone. And we're stepping into the old and looking forward to envisioning what the new is going to look like. So I'm going to pull back in the corner and make sure that I'm going to have some good service and a little bit of just kind of a warning that obviously we are preparing diets for predators, carnivores. So you'll see that there might be a lot of meat or blood, but that is obviously for our cats. And we apologize if maybe you might find blood or meat distasteful, but it is our favorite for the cats and something that they need. And right now I'm looking at the crew here. I see caretaker Elise, looking over a field of buckets over here. The first thing, just kind of my knee-jerk reaction whenever I come into the prep room, is how efficiently our caretakers use the space, because the bottom line is they don't have a lot of space to use. And one of the things that's included in the new Food and Wellness Center is two large-scale tables that are going to allow them to spread out a little bit more and make sure that they're not bumping elbows and are staying safe and things like that. And so another thing that I'm seeing as I'm kind of looking around at the cutting table here is a variety of diets. And so one thing that we pride ourselves on here at the Wildcat Sanctuary is giving our cats options. And one of those things being organ meat. We prioritize organ meat. That's oftentimes a vital part of our cats' diet. You're going to see things like a ground diet, which is going to have organ meat as well as a variety of other meats. And then I see Elise with a big old-fashioned piece of beef. And then, of course, we have chicken. And then you guys know that we also provide wild game options, such as quail, pheasant, and rabbit, other things like that. Non-living wild game, I should say. But definitely something to just envision what things are going to look like after this Food and Wellness Center transformation. And one of those things being, like I talked about, space. The other thing being these boards. We have these massive med boards that, as a matter of fact, typically someone needs a ladder to go and adjust the top part of the board. What we have on our little wish list for the new Food and Wellness Center fundraiser is a digital readout board where we're actually going to be able to put those meds, put those diets on a board, and we're going to be able to just digitally adjust and change and see all of that important information on diet and meds right there on that screen. Manually doing it, it's a job that has to be done, but now after 16 years in this building, this is the one building that has not changed here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I think it's time to catch up and step into the modern age. And I'm peering over Kyra's shoulder here. It looks like she's prepping diets for hybrid haven, if I'm not mistaken. And that's one of the biggest things that I like pointing out is how big of eaters the hybrids actually are. I'd often say that it's the hybrids that are really eating us out of house and home. In between some of their raw diet and their dry food, they love it. And, you think about the big cats really benefiting from transformation like this. Well, it's the hybrid cats as well. I'm going to catch up on a few comments here, everyone. Step back into the fold. Nisha Macy saying, best sanctuary ever. Well, thank you for that, Misha. That is very kind of you. Good morning, Belinda Dissinger. Oh, I see you're saying hi to Bree. Good morning, Bree. Haley Horton saying, hi, Kyra. We have one of our former animal care intern alums, Haley, saying hi. I see someone asking, this is a good question. Where do you get meat? Can hunters donate? So we source all of our meat from distributors. There are times when we do accept donations. Right now, we are not in need of any meat donations. We had a chicken delivery yesterday. We have a beef supplier that we pick up from, as well as a venison supplier at certain times of the year, and as well as those wild game auctions like I talk about. You're not going to see us accepting things like roadkill, things like freezer burned meat, or seasoned meat. We're always going to kind of prioritize that animal level grade meat for our cats. And definitely something where, as a sanctuary, we're always open to people donating and offering their support. But one thing we want to prioritize is their diet and really having complete control over it. And I'm going to keep on scrolling and answer a couple more questions. And I might be able to ask the caretakers a couple questions too. Let's see. How long does it take to prepare the menus, says Ann Powell. And right now I'm just looking at Rio. She has the med board's in front of her, and Rio's job this morning specifically is to do all of the med bowls. Is that correct, Rio? Correct. Just the AM med bowls.
Just AM. All of these guys right here are just AM med bowls.
Exactly. So Rio's got her corner. She has her hopefully soon to be digital readouts that are going to be telling her all of these medications. But let me jump back to Anne-Marie Powell's question: is how long does it take to prepare the menus? And I asked Elise, so their food prep shift starts at about 7 a.m. on the button, actually. And this group is going to be prepping food until about an hour and a half from now. So that's, like I said, just under about 400 pounds of food, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hardworking TWS folks here kicking butt to make sure that 100 plus cats are getting fed. And this isn't something where I'm coming in on a morning and we're kind of setting things up and staging it. No, this is every single day at the Wildcat Sanctuary, 365. There's a crew of people working in this very condensed space that we're hoping to expand, making sure that all the cats are being seen to, which is pretty awesome to me. So long answer to your question, Anne, but it's going to be about an hour and a half to prep all this food, which is pretty amazing. Scrolling through a few more comments here. I'm blushing at everyone saying how the Wildcat Sanctuary is the best, and it's the people in this room, like Rio and Elise over there, and them bestowing their excellent knowledge on their animal care interns. It's all the awesome folks in here who make that a reality. So thank you for saying that, Barbara. That's a lot of med bowls, says Nancy Hodel. You're sure right, it is. And those are just the AM meds. So that's obviously something you guys have come to learn about the Wildcat Sanctuary, is that we specialize in specialized care, very simply. Oftentimes, many of our cats are geriatric. Many of them come to us with maybe, unfortunately, some type of physical deficiency, and we need to help them throughout their forever home here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And that's where we determine some type of medication or supplement regimen for them. And SID means once a day meds. You can see some of the cats here. I see Leo Lion, I see Logan, I see Anastasia, I see Polina. And like I said, Rio's doing AM meds. And now we have our twice a day meds and 3 times a day meds. In all of those bins that are filled with medication that have been prepped by Joy. And that's going to be a live post later today with Tammy and Joy, where she's going to talk a little bit about that prep and what goes into it, and more just in detail about the medications and supplements. But again, that is just AM meds for Rio. I pointed out we have some single day med cats, we have some twice a day med cats, and we have cats that are on medications for their AM, PM, and then their evening meals. So, and I'm looking at Rio, and she really is like a little kind of watchmaker over here. She's working with such detail, and as you can imagine, those are med pieces, just like you would be giving your cat or dog at home. Sometimes you need to sneakily hide that pill inside that piece of cheese or peanut butter. In our case here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, these pieces of meat. So I saw her doing something very characteristic like we do for our animals at home. I'm going to see if I can catch up on a few comments and try to field maybe some more questions some people have. If you're just joining us, everybody, happy, I was about to say Monday. It is Tuesday here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. We are live for our Food and Wellness Center fundraiser, coming to you from our little bitty prep room that we are soon to be transforming with your support, especially now when donations are doubled towards this amazing campaign that we are going to be showing all day long, kicking off, as you would expect, as we get the food ready here during our prep shift. We're going to be doing some feeding later this morning at around 11 a.m. Tammy's going to go live to show you kind of the beginnings of the the enrichment room construction that's happening in the old hospital, as well as connecting with Joy, our hospital manager, to get the scoop on all things meds that go into caring for our rescues. I'm kind of zoomed in on a board, and I know that oftentimes one of the questions we're asked on live posts is, how much does that cat eat? How much does this cat eat? Well, you can see that we have dialed in. We're looking at small cat track and wild cat pines, it looks like, in our quarantine area. Well, we've dialed in the exact diets for each one of these cats. And as a matter of fact, these are not the same diets that they're going to be having during the winter months. Their diet amount-wise is going to vary between the summer and winter. And that's just because during the winter, when those cats are going to be keeping warm, they're going to be expending a little bit more energy, and so they're going to have a higher diet. And I'm just kind of a fly on the wall in here. I think that's also, kind of one big takeaway from this live post is that, this is something, again, that's happening every single day here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And it's just absolutely incredible that we have so many people like you who understand that this is imperative for our rescues. Talking about how many of them are coming with physical deficiencies or maybe are geriatric or in the senior stages of their life. And this type of fulfilling diet and nutritional diet is vital for them. And obviously being able to supplement them with any type of medications or supplements to ease them in their discomfort. That's what we do best. And that's truly what today is all about, is helping you guys understand how important you are to us so we can help the rescues here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, as well as those yet to come. Lots of hungry hybrid mouths, Kira. I am looking at Xena, Dahlia, Riku, Thor. And Kyra, when you're out there, I can only imagine they very calmly let you put the bowl in front of them, and they're never meowing in your face or anything like that.
Yeah, never.
No, they're never clamoring for their food in Hybrid Haven. That's just impossible here. Truthfully, I think if they had it their way, they would be fed every single moment of the day, 24/7, 365. I was admittedly, when I started the live post out by the sign, everyone, I was kind of surprised by how quiet it was in Hybrid Haven. Is it, once the activity starts stirring around, will everybody kind of awaken and start meowing at you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, Elise is saying at around 8 o'clock, all of our hybrid residents in Hybrid Haven, apparently that's their light switch where they get to start clamoring for their food. Well, that's fun to hear. Well, cool, everyone. I'm going to kind of hover around Rio. I know that maybe keeping all those big hunks of meat hanging out on the frame here might not be fun for everybody. So I'll hang out with Rio while I go through a few questions. Rita Wicks asking, when is feeding time? We're going to do a couple different feedings, and the first one is going to be happening around 11 o'clock today. And then between then, there will be one more live post, and then the final live post today around 2:30 or 3 is going to be with Tarek, Polina, and Dash. Linda O saying, I'm only 5 feet tall. No way I could read the names at the top. Yeah, I can only imagine, Linda, just having to go up there to change something. You have to get a ladder. So those digital readouts for the meds as well as their diets is going to be very a huge improvement for this crew. I can only expect their excitement. Nancy Hodel saying, interesting about different diets depending on winter versus summer. Didn't think about that. Yep, that's exactly right. Leanne Ottertall asking, do any of the cats refuse their medicated food? And as you'd imagine, that certainly can be the case sometimes. And so what we'll do is caretakers make a note of that. They make an observation of that, which goes in and is recorded digitally. And then they come back and they're able to retry to refeed that med to the cat. And if I'm not mistaken, Rio, that's more or less kind of the process?
Yeah. So if they kind of refuse their medication in one med piece, we can try again in a different kind of meat.
Correct.
We've definitely had a lot of cats who don't like meds in a particular way. So we either have to like crush it and hide it for them, or maybe they prefer it pilled. So it's just kind of a learning process for us to figure out what's the best way to get them their meds, and to kind of figure out what meat they prefer.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, Rio, is, we're talking, and oftentimes that I hear in our morning huddle is, maybe Chili didn't like his beef and he prefers chicken, or he prefers the ground diet over vice versa. And so that's a really valid point, Rio, and a good question, Leanne. Thank you for asking. Let's see here. I'm looking through a few more questions here, folks. Jill M. asking, I donated through Andre's memorial page last week. Will that be doubled? Jill, the double donations are restricted to this campaign, but that is so kind of you for you to give a gift to Andre's memorial fund. It's very much appreciated. Retro. Well, that was good timing for the phone to kind of invert me. But I'm going to do my best to keep on going through comments. Lots of liver, I see, great. Great for nutrients, says Denise Donovan. That's right. Like I said, we have not only just chicken or beef, which I think, you'll most often see, but chicken, beef, those game options like pheasant and quail. We even had goose sometimes. As well as the organ meat, which is certainly vital to our residents' diets. Oh, look at that. We're at 300 stars as well today. And I apologize. Sometimes the phone will change orientation on me during the middle of the live post. So if you were to look at me, my head's at a 90-degree angle. But hey, maybe that's good timing for us to wrap things up. I'm happy that we got to check in with the crew this morning and kick off our food and wellness center fundraising finale. I'm very excited to be starting the day off. And like I said, we have a pretty exciting and truly edifying and enlightening rest of the day planned for everyone. So we can truly help you all understand how appreciative we are for you guys' support when it comes to transforming things like our food and wellness center. I should say our prep room into the food and wellness center. So kudos to Rio, kudos to Elise, and kudos to our animal care interns. And of course, kudos to you, our amazing supporters who make it all possible. So thanks again, and you'll be hearing from me later this morning. So long.